India's digital news space is in turmoil, raising a pressing question. Is copyright law being used to silence independent voices? Copyright law was meant to protect creators, writers, musicians, artists and news agencies by granting them exclusive rights over their work. This protection is vital for encouraging original reporting and investment in journalism. But when copyright claims are used aggressively, they can cross the line from protection to suppression, especially in the realm of news and commentary. Recent clashes between a major news agency and independent YouTubers have brought this issue into sharp focus. Allegations suggest copyright is being wielded not just to protect content, but to control narratives and stifle dissent. This controversy forces us to ask, where does legitimate protection end and overreach begin? At stake are freedom of speech, the independence of digital media and the future of information sharing in India. We'll examine the key players, especially Asian News International, ANI, and the YouTubers caught in the crossfire. We'll also look at how YouTube's copyright system works and the crucial concept of fair use under Indian law. The legal and ethical dimensions of ANI's actions will be scrutinized. Ultimately, this discussion aims to help you decide, is this a defense of intellectual property or a tactic to chill free expression? The answers could shape the future of India's digital public sphere. Let's dive in. To understand the controversy, we need to know who ANI is. Asian News International is one of India's largest multimedia news agencies, supplying video, photos and reports to countless media outlets nationwide. ANI's business model is built on licensing its content to other organizations, investing heavily in news gathering and production. Its footage is a staple for many TV channels and online platforms, giving ANI enormous influence over what news reaches the public. Smaller outlets often rely on ANI's feeds, making the agency a gatekeeper for much of India's televised news. This dominance means ANI's actions, especially around copyright, have ripple effects across the media landscape. When ANI enforces its copyright, it's not just a business move, it can shape public discourse. The recent disputes with YouTubers highlight the power imbalance between a major news supplier and independent creators. ANI's decisions set precedents that could affect anyone using news content for analysis, criticism, or education. The stakes are high. How ANI wields its copyright could redefine the boundaries of digital journalism in India. Understanding ANI's scale and influence is key to grasping why this battle matters. The outcome could impact not just creators, but the diversity of voices in Indian media. That's why this debate is so important. The conflict exploded when ANI began issuing copyright strikes against Indian YouTubers. YouTube's copyright system lets rights holders request takedowns of unauthorized content, and channels that receive 3 strikes are permanently banned. Even a single strike can demonetize a channel, threatening creators' livelihoods. ANI used this system to target YouTubers, who included short clips of its news footage for commentary or critique. Many of these creators focus on news analysis, satire, or political commentary, using brief segments to provide context or challenge mainstream narratives. The result? Channels received strikes, some lost income, and others faced deletion after multiple strikes. The speed and severity of ANI's actions sent shockwaves through the creator community. For many, years of work and audience building were suddenly at risk. The fear spread. Would any use of news footage, even for fair commentary, trigger a takedown? YouTube's automated system, designed to protect copyright, became a tool with the power to silence independent voices overnight. The controversy exposed how platform policies can be weaponized, raising urgent questions about free speech and the future of digital commentary. The stakes for creators are real and immediate. The system, meant to protect, can also punish, sometimes unfairly. This is the battleground where copyright, technology, and free expression collide. The outcome will shape who gets to speak and who gets silenced online. The fight is far from over. ANI's copyright strike sparked immediate backlash from Indian YouTubers and their audiences. Many creators argued their use of ANI's footage was minimal, transformative, and protected as commentary or criticism. The strikes were seen as an attempt to intimidate and silence independent voices. Some YouTubers alleged ANI's real goal was to pressure them into expensive licensing deals, raising accusations of copyright being used as a bargaining chip. The power imbalance was clear ANI with its legal resources versus small creators with little recourse. The fear of channel termination led many to self-censor or remove content, even if they believed it was fair use. Public sentiment largely sided with the YouTubers, with hashtags and digital rights groups rallying in support. The controversy became a flashpoint for debates about free speech, fair use, and the responsibilities of big media in a democracy. It's no longer just a legal dispute, it's about the future of independent commentary in India's digital commons. The outcome could set the tone for how copyright is enforced and challenged online. Amid the uproar, one case stood out. YouTuber Mohak Mangal, known for his channel sock, decided to fight back. After receiving copyright strikes from ANI, Mangal filed a lawsuit in the Delhi High Court, challenging ANI's claims. He argued his use of news clips was fair dealing, protected for purposes of critique and analysis under Indian law. The case quickly became a symbol for creators' rights, with the potential to set a legal precedent for fair use in digital commentary. For many, Mangal's stand was about more than copyright. It was about defending the right to critique powerful institutions, including the media itself. The outcome of this lawsuit could reshape the rules for all Indian content creators. At the core of this controversy is a clash of principles. ANI claims it's simply protecting its investment and intellectual property, as copyright law intends. YouTubers counter that their use of short news clips for commentary or critique is transformative and should be protected as fair dealing. The line between legitimate protection and silencing criticism is blurry and often subjective. The real question, is ANI defending its rights or using copyright as a tool to suppress dissent and control narratives? The answer will shape the balance between commercial interests and free expression in India's digital age. The concept of fair dealing under Indian law is central to this debate. Section 52 of the Copyright Act allows limited use of copyrighted material for criticism, review, or reporting current events. YouTubers argue their use of ANI's footage is transformative, adding analysis, critique, or new context, not replacing the original. This legal protection is vital for independent commentary and a healthy democracy. But the boundaries of fair dealing are often unclear, leaving creators vulnerable to aggressive enforcement. If courts interpret fair dealing narrowly, it could stifle independent voices and limit public debate. The stakes for digital creators and for free speech are high. If ANI's strict interpretation of copyright prevails, the risks for independent creators are severe. More copyright strikes could mean more channel takedowns, pushing creators to self-censor or avoid news commentary altogether. The chilling effect would hit smaller, emerging voices hardest, those without legal teams or deep pockets. A media landscape dominated by big players with little room for independent analysis threatens the diversity and vibrancy of public debate. News is not just a product, it's a public good. If copyright is used to limit discussion and critique, it undermines civic engagement and accountability. The balance between protection and free expression is more fragile than ever. The ANI YouTuber controversy exposes a fundamental tension in copyright law. Protecting original content is essential, but so is safeguarding the right to critique, comment, and inform. Aggressive copyright enforcement can easily become a tool for silencing dissent and narrowing public discourse. For creators, the lack of clarity around fair dealing, combined with harsh platform penalties, creates a climate of fear and self-censorship. The power imbalance between big media and independent voices is real. As legal battles unfold, the challenge is to respect intellectual property without sacrificing a vibrant, critical digital public sphere. The future of India's online commentary and its democracy may depend on where we draw the line. The choice is ours, protection or suppression. The debate is just beginning.